Nothing ever happens here. But it did, and it still does. Beneath every field, every building, every road, and every coast, there are stories. Historic environment records help us find them. They are signposts to the past, and guides to inform what comes next. There are over 80 HER offices in England, each with thousands of records, accessible online and in person. Each helps to manage change and conserve the landscapes, sites, and buildings we love.
The quick answer to what is an HER is it's a really big list with a good map. And that's what a good HER should be. It should have both geographical information and written information about everything old. So it can be something as big as a stone circle, it could be something as small as a memorial bench.
The Worcester City HER is one of a huge network of HERs across the whole of England. There are around 80 HERs at the current time, and those have been maintained for around 60 years now. So you can imagine the millions of records that have been produced during that time.
You don't physically have to go into the HER office to go and look at the records. You can do it from the comfort of your own sofa. So you can browse the landscape really easily now. The upkeep of them is really, really important. And some of that information will come from modern techniques such as LiDAR, aerial survey mapping, recent excavation works and survey works, as well as sort of much older records and documentary evidence.
Traditionally, HERs have been very much used to inform decisions that are being made in local government, what gets built where, how that's going to look, what archaeological work might need to take place in advance of any development work in the city. But I sort of view the work that we've been doing with the local communities as almost democratising that process. The Worcester Life Stories project was a partnership with our local NHS trust to connect people with their shared stories of the city of Worcester, particularly those living with dementia, to tell their own life story.
Behind the HER is the story of the landscape and lots of different places within it. And if we're to protect and keep alive the story of the landscape, then actually we need to understand it fully.
One of the key missions of the National Park is to have all of our deep peat under active restoration by 2032. The HER's been a really important part of that.
Climate change is a very real issue here on Exmoor. Just on the weekend before filming, there's been a huge amount of rain and there's been a severe flooding event within the national park, and a footbridge has been swept away. What the HER does in that instance is not only record the damage, if damage has happened, but when we're looking to repair damage, the HER gives a picture of how things were before the climate event.
At the moment, we have a large moorland wildfire. We then need to work with our historic environment team to make sure that we can survey and record the newly exposed archaeology. And at the same time, we need to be then thinking about what restoration work we can do to try and stabilise the peat resource and stabilise the area again, so that those archaeological remains are as protected as they can be and they're not lost.
I work and live in Clerkenwell, and I'm a Clerkenwell and Islington guide. I came across the HER while I was working on the Black Mary project, which is a project around this almost mythical figure of Mary Wollaston, a black woman that was said to have run a healing well here in Clerkenwell. And I was also very happy about being able to actually add Black Mary's well to the records themselves.
Our cities are constantly evolving and changing, and that's part of life, but it's about managing that change and understanding the significance of the place and ensuring that people's voices are heard as part of that. And I think The role for the HER is not only to showcase what we already know, but build on that as well, I think is really valuable and really important for future development.
The archaeology and the history of the area belongs to everyone. It's everyone's history, it's everyone's archaeology, it's everyone's right to know about the stories and the history of the area that you're living in or visiting or passing through.
The human story to me is really what the HER is all about. And I think for me, my job as an HER officer is not only to protect those stories and make sure that they don't get forgotten, it's also to share them and to really bring to life these amazing people who worked so hard to safeguard our heritage, as well as the stories of the people who made it in the first place. Whether it's Exmoor or anywhere, HER is absolutely crucial to understanding the present day and also to helping people really feel part of a landscape and part of a community.